Welcome back to another episode of WittyBantr. Your hosts, Nabil and Daniel, are here, and Anika is at a literary event.
Promoting her book.
Yes. Is she promoting her book? Or is she there?
Oh, to support someone else's?
Or just to, check out some other literary stuff?
And she will have an event in Redwood City.
Oh, yeah. At the Redwood City Public Library. Do you know the date on that?
I believe that's this weekend, but
Yeah,
if
we'll just
you
visit
check
the
her,
Redwood City Library site and maybe
They have it.
Anika's social media sites, and I'm sure you can find that information.
Will you be attending?
No. Will you be attending?
No, probably not.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the day is, but probably not.
Hmm.
I went to her book launch, and that's the main
Yeah.
one. So I don't have to go to the other ones, right?
That was the main event.
And I helped record some of the audio and video.
And I photographed.
Yeah.
So what is new in your sphere of the world?
Applying for jobs. Munim works for a company, and he's going to talk to the software director, I guess this is his title, about me potentially coming in for free for some set amount of time.
Okay.
To kind of test me out and see if they'd be interested in maybe hiring me. So
if you're open for free internship, how come you have you applied to internships as well?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I mean, I'm generally not open to it.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's just that Munim has such a connection with them that it's not going to be I'm not going to, if I don't have to waste so much time, it doesn't seem like I have to waste a lot of time. It'll be either a yes or no. Like, yes, come in and work, or not. I'm not going to waste the time I spend on the jobs that do pay on these ones that don't.
Right.
So that's that. So we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I've been making small updates to my gaming platform software that I have. No aggressive goals set for that. And then playing some games here and there. Went to Ajit's place yesterday to play a game / watch some UFC event. Let's see. Diet wise, I haven't been following. I've been maintaining my weight and half of my diet. The other half of my diet is like after I eat my breakfast thing, my eggs, which is part of my diet. The vegetable and rice dish kind of has fallen off. In replace of that, it's like whatever mom cooks. So right now there's a lot of dal, so I've been focusing on eating that. So, but I seem to be maintaining in between 182 and 185. So that's that.
Are you gonna try going lower, or is it like this is your normal weight, you think?
Well, I had said I wanted to try out 170, but I haven't been as disciplined about the whole eating regimen thing, so we'll see. I probably won't reach 170, but if
it happens, it happens.
Yeah, if it happens, it happens. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Same thing with programming. It's like if I get the motivation to develop stuff, then it'll happen, and then sometimes it just won't happen. And I have little control over
your motivation.
Yeah, and how long it's gonna last and all that stuff. So
right. Yeah, I started getting into running. That's my schleck.
And what is the reason for that? Why do you want to get into running?
Run. Yeah, what was the reason? I guess more of an energy thing, heart reasons. Yeah, I think it'd just be good as a long-term habit to have. And so at first I was using the elliptical, but then it broke basically. Like it just kept resetting, and then I was like, all right, I guess I should just try running outside. And so I'm keeping the distance short, but I just want to be like consistent in doing it, and then also like I want to be able to continuously run the whole thing, because right now I do like halfway break for 5 minutes walking and then finish it.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully it's a lasting habit.
Yeah, it's like I've been doing the small amounts of exercise beyond the walking. The walking I was doing, but I'm not doing it for energy. I'm just doing it so that my muscles don't fail.
Yeah.
Because I don't use them otherwise. So yeah, I'll do my. Right now it's a rotation of 3 things. Well, the walk is every day. That's the 4th one. But the 3 things are 20 push-ups. Push-ups is interesting. So I couldn't do even one like normal push-up where you have your feet planted. So I had to get on my knees and do that kind of push-up, the half push-up.
Right. Or just hold it in place.
Well, I didn't even try that, but so I went on my knees and I could do. So I did 20 of those, but like the first time I did it, it was like I could do 2 at a time kind of thing. Now I've built myself up to I can do 5 normal push-ups, full length, and then the other 15 are on my knees, and I can do 10 at a time. Well, sorry, the first one is 5, but then the other ones are like 10 at a time. And then I do the 100 squats on some other day, and then 100 sit-ups. So, and that's just so my muscles don't fail, since I don't use them otherwise.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I want to be able to form a habit that I could just stick with on. I guess, yeah, it would be. I want it to be a daily basis.
Yeah, what's the deal with habits?
I feel like if you take a 2-day break, then it's like
for me, it's
on the rails.
Yeah, for me, it's even if you take any sort of break, it's your risk. You're getting close to
the water. Yeah.
Like even one. That's why like it's like the diet stuff. It's like I have to do it every day, or you do like a hot swap where it's like you do half of it, and then like you eat one habit cheeseburger, which is like 500 calories, and that'll be the replacement of your dinner or something.
Right.
But yeah, definitely if you take more than a day's break from it, you can get rocky. It's the same thing.
I think once you break the wall of like having to do it, and then it becomes like the opposite problem. Because I remember when I would work out like at the gym every day, if I did take 2 days off, I wouldn't feel as great. Like I'd be like, oh man, like I want to work out because I don't feel good. Whereas like right now, I'm still at the stage where it's like, okay, me taking a day off is more of like, oh, I want to, I don't want to, I'm lazy basically. So I want to get in that opposite direction where it like feels normal. It'd be like if you didn't brush your teeth.
Sorry, you're saying you want to get to the point where when you take a break, it feels bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like there's habits that you form that, like brushing your teeth, or
you feel bad
if you don't do it, regularly. So yeah. As far as like forming habits, because you even kind of brushed on like the coding thing, there are some things that you do that like you'll feel not motivated to work on anymore. But is that something you could turn into a habit, or do habits just form naturally, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do you have to force
I mean,
habits? I feel like when we were kids, brushing our teeth might have been forced, right?
Yeah.
We didn't want to do it.
If you have to force it, I mean, sometimes initially to get into a new thing, there probably is a degree of forcing yourself to do it. And then when you get comfortable is when it's easier to make it a habit.
Right. Or like learning a language. Like, you'd feel more comfortable speaking in English in another country. But if you forced yourself to not use English,
Oh, yeah.
where they can speak English, but their English is broken, but you want to...
Yeah. I'm trying to think. What is the easiest way to get into a habit that you want to get into? I think one key is start really small.
Something attainable.
Yeah. Something easy peasy. And then work your way up and never go back. So like the exercise thing, let's say I can only do one push-up, whatever. Do one push-up.
Yeah.
Then you're done. And the next day, if you can do 2, then do 2.
Right.
And maybe you failed on the third. But then the next day, don't do 1. Do 2 again.
Okay. So I've heard something different as far as habit forming, but you can finish your thought.
I think that was the end of my thought.
So that's like, I guess a good goal to have is like always progress in what you're doing. But like, as far as forming the habit, I've heard that like what you could do is not worry about progress, but worry about just like, for instance, like going to the gym. Like, you're doing 10 reps, 12 reps, you keep increasing the reps. There might be a day where you don't feel like, working out or even going up to 14 reps. You should just go to the gym. Like, even if you do like 1 rep, 2 rep, and it's worse than what you did previously. Because then maybe mentally you'll feel defeated if you like...
So I generally agree with that. Just go to the office. Whatever your office is.
Yeah.
Just go there even if you don't feel like it. That's a good thing to do.
Right.
But for me, for example, when I'm programming, I can sit on the computer and there'll be times where I'll just be watching YouTube videos instead of doing the programming. So I'm in the zone where I'm supposed to be, and I have the
thing up.
Oh, but then maybe I'm not focusing as much as I should be on that. But yeah, I do generally agree that if I did some other things like, I'd like to go out and party, then me sitting up there would be the better thing to do. Then at least I'm very close to actually doing the thing that I want to do. Similar to the gym thing. If you go to the gym, at least you're there and you'll probably do something.
Right.
So I guess we could categorize it as like, there's different levels of maintaining a habit.
And I think that the habit, like just going to the thing, I think they mentioned like you have to go at that specific time or around that specific time you normally go. And so like, say for your coding thing, if you had like a coding block where you worked for 30 minutes on your code or 45 minutes, and you only got like 1 line of code that day, but normally you get more. That would be considered the win. Is like you're forming the habit because you're consistently doing it at a specific time, and so that's the one. But I also do get like sometimes if it becomes a pattern of you like not trying as hard as you did previously, then you're like, okay, why am I even doing this?
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of YouTube, I noticed I spend way too much time on YouTube.
Have you been tracking it?
No, actually, I was trying to find the app that...
I'm too scared.
No, I want to see it.
Yeah.
Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, you can. It's
in YouTube, or is it just for Android?
No, for Android, so you can track like what.
Do I have to download an app, or is it already existent?
I think it already exists, but you can probably download an app too.
Because I know
you can definitely download an app on your computer.
I just like. Because like it's to the point where I'm not even finding any interesting videos.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm back on the like Vegan Gains guy on
Yeah.
YouTube. I've been watching a lot of Rich Piana
He's
old
gotten more
videos.
self-aware. I've noticed the vegan gains.
Oh, okay.
He's less of a douche as he was before.
What else? But just like generally, I'm not even that interested in the stuff.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of like old Seinfeld clips.
I've been
That was
watching
a good
old
show,
Breaking
actually.
Bad. Yeah.
But I don't want to.
Not, yeah.
Like it's because it's so easy to just grab this phone and lay down in bed and then just like
Get lost.
yeah. But back to the habit thing.
Well, that could break your habit.
Oh yeah,
social
this is
media.
probably the biggest thing. But the other thing is like,
It's so hard to distinguish though between like when you're on the phone. I guess like it's hard to distinguish what. Well, I guess most of the stuff isn't very useful, but
hard to
like
distinguish
email and stuff like when you get on the phone,
Yeah.
it's very hard to like block out like, okay, YouTube is clearly not being
Oh,
productive.
your entertainment versus your work.
Yeah, like to consciously think about like, okay, this is like not productive, what I'm doing, or
Yeah,
like,
I can.
it's not
For the most
being-
part, for me, it's like I have no business email. So if I'm on my phone, it's unproductive.
oh really,
100%. When I'm on my computer, like I can have YouTube running
in the background.
in the background, but like if I'm in the zone, usually actually if I'm watching videos on the side,
Yeah,
then I'm
you're
not being productive
Yeah,
because I can't. It's hard to do both of those.
you can't focus.
If there's music in the background, that could be different. But yeah, generally for me, if I'm on this, I'm being unproductive. One thing that's interesting though, which I've always wanted to take more advantage of, is so when I'm programming, like traditionally what I would do is like, let's say I wrote a piece of code, and what would happen is like, okay, I wrote it, and then like the next day, instead of like adding on to it, sometimes I'll look at it and be like, this can be reorganized in a much better way.
Yeah,
And then I'll like get stuck in that where it's like I'll just be like making my existing code efficient instead of like adding on and continuously building it. And another thing that's hard for me to communicate is like sometimes let's say I didn't look at my code and try and make it more efficient. I just kept it like, oh, it could be more efficient. It's kind of sloppy, but it still works.
right.
So then as I'm adding, once it gets to so big, like sometimes I'll think, oh, I don't even understand this. Like it's so messy and stuff. I just want to like start over. And you know me and starting over. So, but recently with the gaming thing, I've been better at like the code it works, and I haven't been doing the whole, and like I'll add a small thing and then what do you call it? Push it to my Git repository, which is like where all the source code is. So like I'm able to make these small additions and then like add it to my source code and then kind of work like that where I'm just adding small pieces at a time. Yeah. And I'm not like if I go to it, I'm not thinking, oh, I want to start over and just throw the whole thing away and start over. I'm actually like, all right, well, I have this thing. And so like the value's still there. And so I'm actually making progress, I feel. It definitely has slowed down though, the amount of programming I'm doing, but yeah, in regards to getting good habits,
So yeah, I think the consistency, attainable goals is maybe the
and then like you just gotta like, for me the hardest one is probably sitting down and and just getting in the zone, because once I'm in the zone, it's like it becomes much easier. It's like nothing can stop me. I know what I'm doing. But like sometimes there's like a huge wall for me anyway. It's like I sit on my computer and like the first thing I'll open up the programming thing and then I'll open up YouTube. And I'll start browsing down, and then like minutes will go by and I won't even notice.
Yeah.
And then I'll like look back and I'll look back at the thing, and then so I think it's like once you go to the YouTube, you gotta be like wait, close it, and then you just have to like sit there probably and just like be frustrated, because sometimes it's frustrating. It's like, I don't want to do this right now. And then maybe just
go for a walk.
Yeah, maybe, but I already usually I've already gone for my walk once I start.
Yeah.
I
We'll
just
go
want
for
to like
another one.
sit. Yeah, but I don't even want to.
Do
That
that.
could be good for me. It's like that could be good if like I've already been working and I need a break kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But like if I'm just trying to get into it, I feel like I just need to sit there, be frustrated, and like start and force myself, and it'll be uncomfortable, and then eventually like I just have to go through that uncomfortable process, I guess.
Yeah.
Just brute force it.
Well, the other annoying thing is like sometimes I do laugh at like or I do definitely laugh at like our group chat
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But then like there's other stuff attached to it, like the
The YouTube.
Facebook feed, YouTube,
Oh.
Instagram feed, where it's like you could just
yeah.
like just keep
Yeah.
clicking.
Even that stuff, I try to with our chat. I try to just I tie that in with the whole YouTube stuff.
Oh, really?
That's all like entertainment for me.
Yeah.
We're not talking about business stuff in our group chat.
But I think social interaction is important. But
It's
maybe
important. Like
you don't
generally.
if you don't have like you don't have to have meaningful conversations, but connecting with humans, they've shown at least for like longevity, health longevity is very important.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I don't know how you use it, but like for me, it ends up being just like a YouTube thing. Every 10 minutes, I'll pick up my
check.
phone to check, and it doesn't help me program more.
Yeah.
It just distracts me.
Right.
And now I'm thinking about this stuff, and maybe one of you guys linked a video, and then I'll open up YouTube again, and then I'll go down the YouTube rabbit hole. So for me, I like it when I can just view the stuff in chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, maybe check once in the afternoon, and then in the evening, if you're done working, then do that. And then sometimes if it's too much chat and I'm too lazy to catch up, then I feel even better because I'm like, oh, I phew. I don't have to
catch up.
Yeah, I don't have to catch up because like there's time I've saved. Even though previously I'd be like, oh, sick, lots of content to catch up on. But now I'm more like, all right, sick. Like, I'm not going to waste the next 15 minutes.
Right.
Even though, I mean, it could be entertaining, but I think I get too much entertainment. I need to restrict my entertainment. But yeah, habits are important for...
So what do you think are
growth.
the most, what did I like? I guess we can make a list of like 3 habits that you would want to continuously.
For me or for
Yeah.
like everyone?
For you.
For me, the diet. Definitely important. A good diet. So calorie limited so I don't gain a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Low sodium so you can... And foods that will provide anti-inflammatory benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And consistently eating the same thing. Because for me, if I don't consistently eat the same thing and it's just up to me to mix it up, then I'm never going to achieve the calories I want, and the sort of healthy foods that I want. I know I'll just
Willy waddle.
Yeah, I'll willy waddle around. So proper diet. And then let's see, number 2. I don't even know if you want to consider this a habit, but me doing the 20 push-ups and things like that, so my body doesn't fail.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose that's in there. I don't feel as strongly about it, but I guess I think it's important.
Yeah.
If you're someone who spends a lot of time on the computer, if your job is a construction worker, then maybe you wouldn't need that. But I don't. My lifestyle is very sedentary, if that's the word.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one.
It doesn't have to be 3. It could be more.
Okay.
So diet, fitness.
But and fitness is very loose. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about. I'm not even talking about going to the gym. I'm straight up talking about just sit up and down 100 times.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
That's fitness.
minimal. Yeah, it is fitness, I guess. Not in your traditional sense, though. I feel, because I feel that fitness to the untrained person can ruin your diet, which can then throw that off. Like if I start running if I start running a lot, different type of miles, if
And
I start
eating
lifting
lots of
heavy weights,
sodium, eating a lot.
now I'm going to have to change the diet thing.
Right.
And I feel that if you want to work out and keep a consistent diet, you have to gradually increase all this exercise that you would do. So that's why I'm say fitness in quotations, very light fitness. A hobby that you take seriously,
Yeah.
and a hobby that you can grow. So like smoking cigars may not be the greatest
The
hobby.
best hobby.
Yeah, you can do it if you want, but that's not the hobby I'm talking about. I'm talking about a hobby that could potentially become a business if you were successful with it. I mean, if you traded cigars, that might be a different story. And there's some sort of value to that, currency value.
Or it could be like a mental one too. It wouldn't have to be a money making one, like building model ships or something.
Yeah.
Although I guess you could sell those. So
Yeah.
do you have a hobby? Is that
I would
your
say my
thing?
programming is
Programming?
a hobby.
Oh, okay.
And something that you can get better at too. Like there's always room for improvement. So
Right.
you have something to strive for. Ideally, that would be your job. But it's hard to have your hobby turn into a paying thing. So that's why that's important.
Right.
And then I don't know if you call this a hobby or a habit, but and then an actual paying job to support yourself financially.
As a habit, you're saying? Oh, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't know if you
I
want
guess.
to call that a habit, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's something you should have.
Mm-hmm. And 6,
So
the
you
habit.
What?
And 6, the habit as a habit. The burger.
Wait, and 6 the habit as a habit?
Like your 6th habit would be.
Oh, and the 6th habit is the habit. Yeah, that's a good, nice, juicy burger. You definitely need that in your life.
On a weekly basis. So,
but
okay.
yeah. Because the job, you need the financial support. Unless you're
Right.
getting that somewhere else, then you can eliminate that.
Right. So diet, fitness,
Oh.
hobby, and then work.
Yeah, and then one more habit. Index funds. I think it's healthy to continuously put some amount of money into an index fund, and this you will never sell. You'll just keep, and you can imagine it as you'll get royalties from this. Imagine a movie star who instead of taking a big check up front says, you know what, keep the money, but give me royalties on the movie.
Right.
Actually, I think one of the guys who's made music for The Lion King did that. I saw an interview of his recently. So long-term financial planning in the form of investments in index funds. I think that's also a habit that everyone should have, and I should have. Yeah, those are all my habits.
Nice.
That I think I want.
That was 5 or 6? That was 5.
Diet, fitness, hobby, work, index funds. 5.
Yeah.
5 habits with BLEB.
For BLEB.
And what would your habits be?
My habits? So I guess number 1 would be, the fitness thing, but specifically running. I want to be consistent on that. And I guess you can include lifting weights as well, but I think I want to focus majority of my fitness on running for what is it? Health benefits, alertness, and then the runner's high. I've gotten that before, and I want to be addicted to that, I guess. So that becomes a forming habit. Number 2,
Yeah, coding has a high like that when you solve a challenging problem.
right.
Well, that's more like cocaine.
Yeah.
Because it's a spike.
Spike, yeah.
It's like, woo, yeah, I just did it, man.
Yeah.
Whereas the running high might be a more
It's a
long,
euphoric, kind of longer period. Number 2 would be, and I feel like I want to get in the habit of getting satisfaction from long-term things rather than, our phone.
Yeah, I love long-term satisfactions.
Yeah.
Like when I see my ETFs go up, and
Right.
I did that like 5 years ago. I'm like, nice.
Yeah, that was cool. And it would give you a percent too of like plus, or at least on mine.
Oh yeah, mine does too.
But it also includes like how much you're putting in, so it's kind of stupid. But
yeah, I don't look at the dollar amount because like the dollar amount for mine is like low.
Oh yeah.
But like the
The
percent
percent is like
60%. I'm like, holy moly.
Number 2, I think, cooking. I want to be like a habit that I improve on as well, like cooking better dishes, like taste wise and health wise, but like get consistently better at it, and make it very quick. I want to make it like pretty much all stir fries, 15 minutes or less, or 30 minutes or less. Number 3, I think hobby as well, but I want it to be in something that, I want it to be in motorcycling, but I want it to be where it's like, where I could consistently kind of improve on it, I guess, like any other hobby.
Like riding or building?
Writing specifically, because I haven't really done that at all. But I think it's something that, like, I enjoy when I'm on it, but like I always make excuses of not doing it and like going on my phone instead, or YouTube, and making excuses for. So it's something I know I would enjoy, but like I'm too lazy to jump into it, I think.
Sometimes for that you have to like set an arbitrary goal. Like, all right, we got a mountain. We got to drive up to some
place,
hiking trail. Even though you're not gonna go for a hike, but like where those motorcycle guys ride.
Right.
And then you make it up there, and then you come back down. I guess. Or
yeah. Was that 3? Yeah. 1,
I don't know.
2. Yeah, that was 3. 4. I want to get more consistent with my business, but like, I also don't want to be like bummed out about not getting like immediate progress. I just want to be consistent in doing something to feed the business and like hope that something comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to be like more like structured in it, not like, okay, I want to, because right now I have it where it's like I have like 3 tasks I want to do in the day, and then I just kind of like shift around. Like sometimes I'll be watching YouTube, I'm like, all right, I'll just move this to later, or I'll move this to tomorrow, and then it's like, okay, well, I haven't completed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to be more consistent with that and not be distracted by other things. And then 4, let's see. I guess that was 4. And 5th, I had another one, but I forget now. Yeah, I guess those will be my 4. Fitness, food, hobby, and then like my own work business. Oh, and then 5th on the financial thing, which I think I've gotten better at, but I want to I guess be a minimalist in the way I think of wanting new things, because like a lot of times I'll window shop. I'm like, oh, this will be cool to have, but I want to be like in the mode of like, I guess it's not bad to window shop, but I want to be in the mode of not wanting
New stuff.
Because I know I'm not
Gonna use it.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
really be interested in it.
Yeah, for me, let's see. Was there a moment I guess the only things I window shop and didn't get into the mode of, oh, I want new stuff is like technology related stuff and specific technology like microphones or, well, computer building.
Right.
Not necessarily like the new iPhone kind of thing. So, but even the microphone stuff, like, it's to support the activities that I normally do. Well, so this specifically for this podcast, and then if I buy microphone stuff for my computer, it's for like,
You're actually using it. Yeah.
if I was I don't stream, but if it was for that, and then communicating with you guys on Discord, I'm hoping that the audio quality is better, even though I have no idea because I can't hear it.
Right.
Does my audio quality sound any different than the other people or no?
Oh, are you on Discord?
Yeah.
I think it is better. But I also noticed that I can definitely notice when you don't wear your headphones sometimes.
Really?
And I don't bring it up. That I wish I was more like annoyed by, because there are some like, or Jeff, or like sometimes Michael has it, and like the annoyance for me is always like very short run.
Yeah.
And then I forget about it, but then like it's still going on and I'm okay with it. But
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't be.
Yeah. The problem I've done the full circle. So it's like, it's annoying, and I don't want. Yeah, it's like it's right in my ears too. Is the other problem?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
if I'm wearing headphones usually,
Right,
is
right.
when it's like, this is painful almost for
Right.
me. So, but then it's like, if it doesn't change over after like the first time and it just keeps happening, you just give up. It's
Yeah.
gonna accept the fact that they're going to have poor quality
Yeah.
audio coming into your
Yeah, yours doesn't happen very often, but like sometimes it happens like randomly. Like
randomly.
Yeah, like I'll have
And actually, recently I haven't even been doing the
speakers.
yeah. Like
Oh,
I just
okay.
put the headphones on just cause
Yeah,
I don't know.
this wasn't recently. I think this was like whenever
Okay.
we were all playing something.
Okay.
Wait, why were we talking about that? What was that?
Oh, because we're talking about buying stuff that you want. And I was talking about microphones.
And then I said, do you notice if it's any better? But yeah, I do notice the quality is better, like voice wise.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't really been into
Buying
stuff. I mean, I did go through a little thing in New York where I bought those tailored shirts.
Oh, right.
But again, I don't know. They're for work too, so it kind of makes me look sharper at work, and I can wear them for interviews. Same with the jacket. I mean, I spent $300 on that the peacoat jacket.
Right.
But I mean, I wore it a lot because it was cold over there.
Right.
The vest too is pretty expensive, but I wear that. So yeah. But generally,
I guess if you use it, it's fine.
yeah. I guess I have a good sense of what, but then it's like,
The Miata?
yeah, the Miata I don't use.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cool to rebuild engines though,
Yeah.
but I don't drive it. So
Right.
I guess mine are, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely as of recent, I'm not a big shopper. Yeah. Now, because I know it's like what I need to do is like, I know what I want to spend my money on is AWS bills. I want a business,
Right.
a software as a service, and that's my business.
Right.
So, and then other than that, even food, like I don't eat out a lot that much, and that's more actually for diet. It's not so much the cost thing, but it can add up if you keep eating out a lot.
Right.
But also it just doesn't give me as much joy as it used to. I think about it more now. I mean, there's times where it's like you bite into a juicy burger. Like when we went to the Habit, I mean, that was a good, tasty burger, and I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But it's not something I need on a weekly basis anymore.
Right.
So yeah, I guess yeah.
Yeah. Now I've gotten like now that when I don't have a job, I like don't care as much to buy anything, obviously. But
Yeah. The other thing
uh,
is like money can last you a long time if you don't spend
spend it.
like
Yeah.
that. And then now,
That's true.
and I'm not talking about rent because obviously we live rent free. So
Right.
and it's more in that scenario when you don't have a house payment to make.
Right.
Then you realize like, whoa, I only worked for 2 years and I can last a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one can imagine if you work for, if you don't spend like that, like every time you spend, it's like you could think of it in terms of how much food was that for a month kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like if food costs me $120 a month, eating out can be like 10% of that.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's just understanding what like you really need and
Yeah.
want to spend money on.
Because sometimes at least when I look at stuff, it's more of like, oh, dude, that would be cool to have. But like, I don't.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't need any of it. Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's good if you're into that, like to do it on the one specific hobby that you have. So like if you're into cars and you're always looking at different mods you can do to your car, rims or whatever.
Right.
He's like, yeah, nobody needs new rims, but it's better to, I would say, it's better to have one specific thing that you're dumping money into as opposed to like, oh, I just want to buy this thing and I want to buy that thing that are like unrelated kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, and it helps if you're not into expensive hobbies, I guess.
Yeah.
Going to like nightclubs and bars, I can imagine that could get real expensive.
Although when I think about when we went at least to the bachelor party, that one we didn't really spend that much. I guess.
I mean, I bought Anthony and Lunzer and myself a drink,
Yeah,
and I
that's true.
spent about
$28
$28 or something on that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 3 drinks for $28. You could get 2 crates of drinks for that much.
Yeah,
so if you did that, I mean, some people are like
every weekend.
Yeah. I mean, even I at one point, not every weekend, but it felt like every weekend sometimes in maybe college or post college. Yeah, those things can get very expensive. Yeah, that's another thing is like hanging out with people without the need to buy stuff. Like, can you ever go hang out with someone and not go out and eat?
Yeah.
Like everyone just eats at home and then we just go meet up and we just do something that doesn't cost anything. Like hang out in the other person's home.
Yeah. Did we eat out yesterday? Yeah, I guess we did. Oh yeah, we had the burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's no scenario where that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's cool. I enjoyed the burrito.
Yeah.
But
that's true. Like whenever you have to think about that logistic whenever you're hanging out. Or normally actually it becomes the event. Like that's the thing that it brings the people together.
Yeah.
But also if you think about it, like who's gonna, I mean, I guess, yeah, you'd have to eat before you hang out because like no one wants to cook and then clean for someone else, you know?
Oh no, I'm not even saying, cook for your guests. I'm saying everybody eats on their own time at home.
And then meets and then.
Or if they even meal prep, bring your own food if you want. Just warm it up in the microwave or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Food is a social gathering.
Yeah. But I think it would be better if we met up and didn't do that.
Yeah, probably. Although I've included that now in my budget.
What?
Oh, that was one thing. I finally completed that. I said I wanted to do. I created like a monthly budget for like the business and then for like personal expenses, like eating out and then also obviously groceries and stuff. But yeah, you're right. Back on that other thing, like you realize the value of how far money can go if you don't have that many expenses, which is nice.
And the other, and then the funny thing is when you have a job, then your mindset shifts on the other side. Now you're like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get this money back in 1 week.
Yeah.
Or 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard. But what would be good, which is kind of what I did a little bit, is if you put max in your 401k and then you even put more in a ETF, then you only consider the leftover money and it seems like you're making way less, then maybe you can stick to the mindset of being frugal.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those are solid habits,
tips, and
some that I'm going to continue doing and as well as start doing.
Yeah. Habits.
What about bad habits?
I don't like bad habits.
But are there bad habits that you want to? What are some bad habits that you want to get rid of?
The YouTube thing. Not spending so much time on my watching YouTube videos that I don't even enjoy. Let's see, any other bad habits? I've knocked a lot of bad habits out. I mean, a lot of it's just staying at home. Just stay at home. If you're thinking about doing something, don't. Just stay at home and lay down on your bed for a second.
Yeah.
And just don't do whatever you think you're going to do. Let's see, other bad habits. That's it. That's the only bad habit I can think of, honestly.
Yeah, don't smoke.
Nope.
Yeah, I want to get rid of it's kind of like the ring in Lord of the Rings.
What?
Like, your goal is to get rid of like the distracting apps, but then you're like, precious. I need my YouTube.
Yeah.
And so then you think like, that's not. Is it reasonable to this? You can't go cold turkey on that kind of thing.
I think it's more of a balance thing.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is very useful. We just gotta control it. It's like sometimes with video games, like the Total War game, I'll like literally start new clan mores on hard by myself and just run it through.
Yeah, really?
And I was like do that multiple times, but like that could be never ending. I could just keep, and like I've learned a lot.
That's funny.
But I need to control it, otherwise I could be into the late night playing that stuff.
I've kind of given up on sleeping early. Like I don't think I'll ever sleep at, unless I have like something I have to.
I physically can't sometimes. Like I physically can't fall asleep at like 10 or 11.
Right.
Like I can lay there, but I'm not going to be asleep.
Right.
The only time that changes for me is if I have to go for an interview or get a job or
something.
When I was taking the melatonin gummies like 3 days before my recent interview, to help myself. So that actually worked. But yeah. I want to sleep early and wake up early, but that's not what happens.
Yeah.
That's beyond my control. How does when you like lived on your own in Santa Barbara, were your habits different from like now in regards to like sleeping and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think
mine were. I think I went to bed at a reasonable time.
No. I think I had like similar sleep habits. Like it was usually go to bed at like 12 to 2.
Yeah, maybe mine was that too. I can't
Because
remember.
all my classes were at 11, so and it just didn't make sense. Because then like you would go out and party or whatever, and then your whole sleeping schedule would be ruined.
Yeah, that stuff I
So
hate.
so that was the other, I guess, yeah, other thing that I don't do now as often.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think. Like, what did I? I mean, I keep my. I guess when I was working in New Jersey and living there, I didn't eat. I skipped breakfast. So let's see. My job started at like 9 a.m. and I think I'd get up at like 7:30 and then dip at 8, and I'd get there by 9 or something.
But the annoying part, at least for me, was when I was working, like both jobs, it never felt like natural for me, even though I was sleeping at 11. Maybe I could have been sleeping later too. That could have been a problem as well. But I never felt awake at all during the day, at least at certain points. You know,
Mhm.
like you would feel like very tired, almost like a wave of tiredness.
Well,
So
that's
it
'cause
wasn't like, I mean, yeah, it might have been. Wasn't sure exactly when I was sleeping, so it could have been I wasn't sleeping early enough.
I'm sure.
But
that's
even that
right.
didn't feel like natural, sleeping wise.
You're saying sleeping on earlier didn't feel natural? Or you're saying?
Or having that sleep schedule
Oh,
of like waking up early and then sleeping early.
but were you ever able to accomplish that?
Uh,
Like, was there
I
a
was
good?
sleeping at like 10:30, 11, unless we were playing video games.
And then what time would you wake up?
7. Yeah.
Okay, so you got 8 hours, and you're saying that still during the day didn't feel like you were rested?
No. And that could have also played in or been attributed to the fact that you're working a job as well. So, but
But on the
I
weekends,
never felt.
but on the weekends,
The
would you
weekends were the
sleep
only
late?
time I would sleep in late, and then like I would be like, okay, I'm back to normal.
But would you also stay up late?
On the weekends,
Yeah,
maybe, yeah, probably,
because I feel like that would ruin the clock thing. Because then on Monday, it's like you're REM. You're not getting.
right,
It's like all shifted to the lateness, and so you have to wait for like probably a couple days at least, and maybe Wednesday, Thursday, it could
right,
shift back.
right. If you're not consistently sleeping at 11,
Right. Because yeah, I know for me, like, yeah, I'm sure I didn't sleep on time, and I would feel tired during the day as well.
right.
If works shifted their work hours, would that fix anything, or would you just sleep later then?
I think it would. I think I would sleep when I normally do, which is 12 to 2, and then that would be more consistent with what happens on the weekend. I have a feeling that's just, I mean, it could be due to the screens as well, illuminating or blue light and stuff.
Well, why
And
can't
being
we
distracted.
Why can't we just? I mean, it's the same amount of hours. Why can't we just move our lives around the work day hours? It's like, why don't we just wait? So you stay up on the
Well, I
weekends.
think the other way around. I think why can't we set up our lives the way that your body is naturally waking up or appears to be naturally waking up.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's external factors involved. I think if it was up to nature, I think you would wake up way earlier, just like animals do. They wake
Right.
up.
Oh yeah, if we were sleeping outside, 100% we would be, because we'd be waking up to the light and stuff.
Right. Well, and you would fall asleep earlier, I would imagine. But you'd also, yeah. Yeah. Well, the reason I say why don't we, because you can't change work hours. Like, that's not going to happen, realistically.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you'd
Unless
have
you
to
work
have a
from
huge
home.
movement of workers who demand the government to force work hours to be
Yeah.
later, but that's probably not going to happen. It's like, how come we don't go to sleep early and wake up early and then just do the things that we're doing late night in the same.
You could do that as well.
But it doesn't seem to happen.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, I've tried it multiple times and like I don't see it happening, because like sometimes it could be a social thing too, right? Where
I think that's what really ruins it, is the.
No, I think it's also yourself as well, because you will. I mean, I will watch YouTube videos and play video games.
Yeah.
Do things late when I probably should just turn it off at 9 p.m. and then get in the mode of sleeping.
Yeah, it's hard to.
But I don't see changing that behavior.
Yeah. It's funny how.
So, but yeah, you're right. It is social, but I also think it is attributed to your own habits. And you could change your whole lifestyle, but I don't know. I don't see that happening.
Do you recognize the lack of control that we have on a lot of these kind of things? Like, you think you have control of your life. Like, all right, I'm going to set this, and up, and this is how I'm going to live my life.
Yeah.
But then there's things like, yeah, I like to sleep on time more, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
you almost get more sympathy for like drug addicts in a way. Because then it's like,
just stop, man. Just don't do drugs.
Yeah, just don't smoke. Don't smoke cigarettes.
This is not gonna happen.
Or when one of them says like, oh, why is that person smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I mean, you could argue they shouldn't have started in the first place, but at that point, it's too late.
Yeah. I mean, people smoke cigarettes and then they go, ew, that's gross. You know what I mean? So even if you do smoke cigarettes, it doesn't mean you will necessarily get addicted, but it's like something about it. For some people, it's just, they just get addicted. But yeah, It's interesting how, I mean, it goes back to the whole being motivated to code. It's like, if the universe tells me it's time to code, then it's time to code.
Yeah.
But if my body's telling me, no, I don't want to do this, that's a hard thing to like battle.
Fight against, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I always think of when Timur was here and he was on that regiment hardcore.
Which one?
But like it didn't seem he would go to sleep early and wake up early.
Oh, gotcha.
But like whenever he was a social guy, so, and even when he would be here, I could tell his eyes were like bloodshot red. Like,
oh yeah.
And it was like 10 p.m.
So he's hella tired, but he wasn't gonna go to sleep yet.
Yeah. So it's like.
But he's able to do it.
Not long term, though.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think he does it anymore. I mean, we can ask him, but
I still think he's done. I think he's able to do some crazy stuff like that, like his whole when he work out at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think he does that now.
But I think he did that for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, he did it for a period of time.
Which is obviously for him, that wasn't hard to battle. For someone like you and me, that lasts a couple of days, maybe a week.
Right.
And then we just give up.
But I don't think it's long term. I don't think you could ever do that long term in our society unless you have other friends who have the same habits.
Yeah. I mean, how is he doing it then? I would consider him doing it long term. He was doing it for at least, I don't know, 6 months to a year, maybe even longer. Maybe he didn't have any friends, and so I don't know what the situation was like.
Right.
But yeah.
I don't know how long he did it consistently for. I mean, I know he did it for a long period of time, but
I don't think it was a short-term thing.
I don't think it was longer than a year.
I mean, that's a long time though, for me anyway. That's like a full-on, that's a habit right there. If you do something for a year, that means if you stop doing it, you decided to stop doing it.
I don't think so. When I was working out, I did it consistently for more than 1 year, but I didn't like decide like I don't want to work out. It was because I started going to the office and I was so tired I didn't even feel like working out.
Okay.
That was more than a year.
But did you?
I was through college and high school as well a little bit. When I was like lifting weights and
so you were in college,
consistently working out.
But then when you went to you're saying then when you got a job it changed?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you changed your factors and that kind of
Right, but I didn't decide like, okay, I
Right,
no
right.
longer
But
work out. It was the environment that changed.
right. But Timur was working when he was doing this regiment.
Right.
So if he stopped after a year, it's not like.
I think his environment changed where he realized he also liked socializing and hanging out with friends and having.
I think he still did that though for the year that he was working and doing that stuff. And again, the only change that might have happened is maybe he got a new job, but I imagine the hours are probably similar. So I think I'm willing to bet in his case it was a choice as opposed to his
Right.
environment changing and it being forced on him kind of thing. But it's
I have a feeling he realized because of the external factors of his environment that he made the choice to no longer do it.
well, we can ask him.
We can ask him.
But yeah, but some people I think are able to control themselves more than others, and in different ways too. I feel that I don't have as much control over myself as I'd like to. Yeah, like the diet stuff is like, yeah, I decided to start eating better. And so I suppose I controlled myself in that sense, but I mean, it felt, the decision to eat properly felt like, it was like a no-brainer to me. It's like, yeah, of course I'm going to start eating rice and vegetables.
Right.
Whereas I can imagine myself previously being like, rice and vegetables, I don't want to eat that. So it's like nothing has changed of me, I don't think.
Right.
So how am I now able to do it? And how can I repeat that and apply it to other things?
Another thing I was just thinking about I remember when Timur was on our podcast, he told us about how he would like chug a 5-hour energy drink, like no matter what. And then he like physically couldn't go back to bed.
Right.
So I
when
think
he wakes up.
if you take certain supplements, that would help with whatever habit you're trying to do, like the melatonin thing. If you consistently took melatonin to sleep every day, you could probably have that habit, but now you're dependent on this melatonin to sleep at 10 p.m. every day. Because you said it worked at least for the few days you did, right?
Yeah, it helped. I mean, I still
so
think
if you consistently did that for
there's
a
still
year,
there's still a level of control with that too, with the drinking 5-hour energy. I mean, you can easily wake up and be like, nah, screw it, man. I just want to go back to sleep. Like your body could tell you that kind of stuff.
right?
But Timur also is the kind of guy where it's like, nope, you just get up, just chug the thing. Because I used to do, when I was taking caffeine pills, I tried similar things to that, but like where I'd wake up and quickly consume the caffeine.
Right.
But there was times, but that did not last very long because I would then wake up sometimes and be like, no, I'm going back to sleep, snooze.
Yeah.
And that's just like a power that I couldn't. Sleep for me, especially when you wake up, that's so hard to wake up and then just stay up. Like the power of the sleepiness, I'm just like turn everything off. I'm going back to sleep kind of thing. Like that I can't fight that. That's why when I have an interview, I always tell our parents or someone like, hey, can you just check on me? Because, and also the Nabil you're talking to is a manipulative, tricky Nabil, okay?
Yeah.
You have to make sure I'm physically standing because there's been times where, I'm supposed to wake up or something and then I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
There was a time.
Even when you're working though?
Not often. This doesn't happen often, but sometimes it would happen, yeah, where I would just go back to sleep. And it must have been a time where I slept really late or something.
Yeah.
But yes, there's times where I'll wake up and then I'm like, all right, just like 5 more minutes. And that 5 minutes turns into way longer than 5 minutes. And then I'd like come into work at like 10 a.m. or something.
Right.
Again, it didn't happen often.
Yeah.
But it would happen. And I could not fight it. There was a time where I had a final in university. It was like a public speaking thing. And like, same thing happened. I and I had to make a speech. It was public speaking class.
Right.
So I was like, I didn't stay up late. I mean, I practiced the night before or whatever. And then I don't know why I didn't get good sleep. But then I woke up, my alarm went off, and then I put it on snooze and went back to sleep. And then like, I think the class was at 9 a.m. and I woke up, the alarm was probably for like 7:30, but I woke up like 8:55. And so it was 5 minutes till the class began. I'm like, oh crap. And then I just quickly, like, I didn't even shower. I just like put some clothes on, and thankfully I was walking distance from the campus. I booked it. And I was like, oh man. But it's like, yeah, like that's something I don't have any power
control over. Yeah.
Like, and it comes in different strengths.
Right.
Or potencies. It's almost like a drug. It's like, sometimes it can be heavy, the thing when you wake up, and it's like, I'm going back to sleep now.
I can only think of like one or two times, at least when I was working, where I like slept in and then I still made it in time, like to work, but like I didn't have my shower or something. Like I didn't but in general, like I would wake up, and I think maybe the stressors of like, oh, I have to get to work on time, where you just force yourself to do the habit, even though it's not like natural.
Now, alternatively, on the other hand, there's also this other force where when I know I need to be up, like there is a thing where I'll wake up, and I'm like, like I wouldn't normally, like normally I would be subject to that big powerful like sleep, but like sometimes it's like my brain knows I need to go somewhere, and so there is that power too. But I mean, I don't have any direct control over both of them, right? I can't physically do something where it's like, all right, Nabil, you have to get up because you have to do something.
Right.
That thing just happens. So, but yeah, it's interesting how much control sometimes we think we have, and then how much control of our bodies that we sometimes don't have.
Yeah. I guess I was saying drug addicts, but even like overweight people, if you think about it, they're probably on the same kind of drug, like sugar and stuff. So it's like,
yeah, of course I have to go to McDonald's
like,
or In-N-Out.
If you do this, or if you do intermittent fasting, you'll be able to do it. But for them, it's more of like they're addicted to eating.
It's almost why I don't even believe in like advice. Like when people say like, can you give me advice? Or people who do give advice, it's like,
this might not be applicable.
Yeah,
like, there's so many factors.
There's so many factors, and like, maybe it worked, and maybe it worked for you, and maybe it works for other people, but who knows? Like, everything is it's a case by case basis.
I agree, and also I feel like people give that kind of advice, and it's like it might work, but like it might not be something they're interested in pursuing. And there's multiple ways of achieving one goal, so
And if you want to consistently do stuff, sometimes the lifestyle change, and that can be a mitigating factor. It's like, I don't want to do this because it doesn't fit my lifestyle.
Right.
So my advice is like, to figure it out yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you can, just test, trial and error, I think. Everything in life.
Yeah. All right, well.
Are we there?
We're at
nice.
5:08.
Damn, we went over.
Yeah, we went over a little bit. So, that was habits, and the second half was addiction.
Mental?
Or no, control over yourself.
Yeah.
And we talked about spending some too. So,
so
thanks for tuning in, and until next time.
Toodaloo.